It is Monday, November 29th, 2021. I am James, you are you, we are here for another breathtaking and, dare I say, festive, joyous, and cheerful edition of At Home with James. At times, a little project that I like to call the show that won't go away. But that wasn't the case last week because it was a week ago tonight in which I lit up this very Christmas tree. And then guess what? The show went dark for the rest of the week. Why? Because I was busy being on stage. Now this is becoming an increasingly tricky problem. I look at it like this. I've got this show, and I love this show. I'm so attracted to this show. It's so vivacious and, dare I say, sexy. But then I love being on stage. So it's almost like I'm cheating on my mistress with a mistress. I'm not committed to either or. I've got two mistresses that pull me in both directions. And the thing is, each mistress has a division of sub-mistresses, which some people might refer to as audiences. Right here, I've got a total and utter virtual online audience. I don't get to see you. So it's almost like, it's almost like you're peeping Toms watching me both literally and figuratively in my home. And I'm not mad about it. No. I kind of like it. But then my other mistress, live comedy shows, there's an entire room of people watching. And they're not anonymous. They're anonymous in the sense that I don't know them, but I see them seeing me. That really excites me too. Now, I'm going to say this right here, right now. I did not intend for this opening spiel to be as sexually charged as it is. And why would you expect that? I'm Montreal's least horny person. Now, it would be easy for me to be the least horny guy. That's easy. I'm the least horny person in this city. You look around all through the 514 or the 438 or whatever the next area code is going to be. They don't come any less horny than I do. But this is all to say we are reunited and it feels so very good. Reunited because we understood there's one perfect fit, and sugar, this one is it. We are both so excited because we're reunited. Hey, on tonight's show, it is a smorgasbord of holiday content. I know we had our first festive episode a week ago tonight, but we're going to bleed things in from one holiday to another. Tonight, we discuss Thanksgiving. No, not the inferior Canadian Thanksgiving. We talk about the real Thanksgiving with Thomas Barnwell. And then we're going to blend in to the Christmas season. Returning to the show, it's Annabelle Agnew. And then we're going to really have some heavy hitting Christmas content with someone who likes to think he's as festive as I am. This son of a gun, he doesn't even have his tree up yet. Dimitri Kyres is going to be here. He's told me that he's got some holiday themed programming for us. I don't know what it is. These people don't tell me anything. The Dimitris of the world, the Andy Assass. This guy was wasted on the show last week. I told him, oh, Andy, you can be fake drunk. This guy got actually drunk off of multiple cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon, trash beer. And then you got Dave Kaufman. This guy doesn't plan anything. He was supposed to be here tonight. And then all of a sudden it's his birthday. Sheesh. Let's kick things off in high gear with someone who, frankly, I would put on the Mount Everest of the at-home universe. Please welcome a true Thanksgiving expert. It's the one, it's the only, Thomas Barnwell. Thomas, welcome back to the show, my friend. Happy post-American Thanksgiving.
Thank you, James.
So for the uneducated, I am already laughing, and the uninformed, a year ago, you came on this show prior to Canadian Thanksgiving. And the great thing about this is that I do this recap every time. We've still got one recap to go. And you informed me that you have 3 turkey dinners in October, November, and December. And it blew my mind because of how boring that might sound to me. And this is without judgment. I approach this as someone who's not a big turkey fan. I like cold cuts. That's about it. Now, we did our Canadian Thanksgiving check-in, and now it's time for our American Thanksgiving check-in. Thomas, how was American Thanksgiving this year?
It was great, James.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Usually when people say something is boring, that's kind of a judgment, but
You're correct. You're correct. I would say this. It's a meal that would feel boring to me, but what I think is boring should have no bearing on anyone else. I'm a big believer in you do as you wish, whatever makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting yourselves or anyone else. So from me to you, I send you a Thanksgiving apology.
because once again this year you declined our invitation to share Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
Well, this is true. This is true only, and there's a couple of reasons. Now, the past couple of years, I would say even prior to the COVID times, you've invited me to celebrate, I think specifically American Thanksgiving with you.
Correct.
I'm going to tell you something, Thomas. I am 99% certain that I would have gone this year, but you were celebrating yesterday. Is that correct or incorrect?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. So a couple things on Saturday. I was at a couple shows performing. Right. I thought it was yesterday. I was actually teaching 2 back-to-back evening classes that went in from 4:00 p.m. until 8:00 p.m. So I think that my time frame, had it been on Sunday, it would have been muddled up. This is to say, Thomas, I 100% would have come to your family's American Thanksgiving, maybe much to your pleasure. I don't know how much your family would have enjoyed my presence.
Well, it was a pretty grim mood during dinner. And once again, James McGee didn't show up. And
now, are you saying that your Thanksgiving was ruined and took a turn for the grim due to my I don't think I openly declined my inability to attend. Do you think that had an adverse effect on your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, no, you're right. You should never blame other people for how you feel about something. But you could see the disappointment in everyone's faces.
Yeah, the disappointment in everyone's face. Now, this is the thing about me, Thomas. I'm usually pretty good at accepting guilt trips. They don't really sting me much at all. But this is one that specifically gets me a little bit. Now, a couple of days ago, I told you that I very much appreciate that you take liberties in terms of teasing me that many people don't. And this is one of those instances where this guilt trip, you're taking me on this guilt trip and I'm truly experiencing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're hard to read, James. You're going to come to dinner. You're not coming to dinner. Or you're on a guilt trip. You're not on a guilt trip.
See, we've had basically a week off from the show. We're 17 minutes into tonight's program, and I'm already laughing. I'll tell you what, this Dave Kaufman guy doesn't make me laugh that hard. That Andy Asaf youngster, same thing for him. So, Thomas, it's almost like at least my laughter can provide something that my inability to attend your Thanksgiving celebration could never have.
Yeah, I'm glad this is a joke to you. I'm making you laugh. So.
Well, I'm hoping that on some level I can turn this around. So we're going to do what I do every time we discuss Thanksgiving, or in a couple of weeks, Christmas dinner. Thomas, take me through what your Thanksgiving menu was.
What do you think it was?
Well, I'm going to
roasted a pink flamingo, James. Come on. It was turkey. Okay. I made turkey.
Look, I know that it was turkey. Can I take a couple guesses based on our experiences in talking with each other? Maybe I can make some educated guesses. You can agree that yes, that is what you had, or you can let me know that no, I'm incorrect.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll just.
You want me to count down to 3 and then you start guessing? Or?
No, I'll take a stab in the dark here. Was there regular mashed potatoes?
Yes, there was.
All right. Was there some form of sweet potato?
Yes, there was.
Brussels sprouts?
Yes, there was.
Or maybe another type of, maybe a root vegetable? Was there some type of maybe turnip maybe?
No, because when I discovered you weren't coming, I threw out a lot of the vegetables that I had purchased.
All right. Well, I apologize for all of those wasted turnips. Okay. Well, I feel like that's kind of, is there some other type of roasted vegetable? Maybe some green beans, something like that?
And I made creamed pearl onions.
Okay, now I never would have guessed cream pearl onions. I don't believe that was featured in your Canadian Thanksgiving meal, was it?
It was not. No.
Okay. So maybe this is where we can kind of get back on track as allies here. How did the creamed pearl onions turn out?
They turned out okay. I had talked about it with my family after we threw out the turnips, and they wanted something smaller, and I mentioned that when I was growing up, for some reason, my mother always made that. And
were they hit?
I don't think they're that popular, but anyway, my family said, yeah, what the hell, he's not coming, make the onions.
Well,
so,
I will say this, had I been there, I think I would have absolutely enjoyed trying some of the creamed pearl onions. It sounds delightful.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like small onions and like a bechamel sauce.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I like the pearl onions that come in the jar, kind of the pickled. I like anything pickled, so I think I probably would have enjoyed the creamed pearl onions. I think we could talk about dessert as well. Was there a pumpkin pie?
There was no pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I suspect it's hard to find those in November in Canada.
Maybe that could be. I just, at that point I had given up, and I went to the bakery and I bought some bread, and they had those little pastries, and I said, yeah, give me some of those.
Okay, so no pie, just some little pastries that it sounds like you purchased with mostly disinterest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how did your family enjoy?
Really, it was more despondency. It was
red despondent, which I suspect is due to my declined invitation.
I don't want to point fingers, James, but
well, okay. So how did your family enjoy the meal, and how, of course, did it measure up to Canadian Thanksgiving?
Well, we like turkey, or at least my family pretends to like it. And yeah, it was good. Turkey turned out great. I made oyster dressing to stuff the turkey.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. One thing that I can say is that the one thing that both of your Thanksgiving celebrations had in common is that I was not at either.
Yeah, we know.
All right. Well, now that we've exchanged those pleasantries, Thomas, I think that, in my best efforts to interview you about your dinner, to get ourselves on the same page, there seems to be some distance. So
sorry, I apologize.
No, I apologize. This is my doing, right? It's important that I acknowledge the pain that I caused. And a lesser man would not admit to their faults. And frankly, by not being there, I am a lesser man, but I'm willing to admit to my faults.
Thank you. Was that so hard?
It was not hard, and I'm going to try to exercise apologizing more in the new year. I'm already going to preload my New Year's resolution for 2022.
Yeah, okay. Just be careful with that, because
well, yeah, what they always say, always keep your promises if you want to keep your friends. Now, coming in from the chat,
you didn't promise you were going to be there.
Yeah, that's true. So I did not break any promises. Now, coming in from the chat, this reads, maybe a Thanksgiving food package will help coax James into future dinners. Now, Thomas, you can speak to this as, I'll let you take it from here.
Well, as you know, I delivered a meal to your door last Thanksgiving, and let's face it, I humiliated myself. We were standing in front of the McDonald's, and I was begging you, James, please come. And I watched you just kind of walk around the corner and accidentally drop it in the McDonald's.
No, that's a fabrication. I took it upstairs and ate it for dinner that night. I absolutely did. I got 2 meals out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, look, so I hope that answers your question. The hell is this guy's name? Charlie Tumonti. Look, I can't read these Twitch usernames. I'm not any Twitch guy. I'm on Twitch, but maybe it's not a world for me. And clearly Thanksgiving is not a world for me. Thomas, frankly, this year the turkey is not the only thing you roasted, as I have been absolutely basted here tonight. But there's something that I think can get us on the same page. When you were last here to discuss Canadian Thanksgiving, we had fallen into a conversation about what the Canadian counterpart to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade would be. And I believe the name that we settled on was the Hudson Bay Company Canadian Thanksgiving Day Parade. We talked about different Canadian artists and celebrities and personalities that would appear at that parade. But of course, that's in the past now. So is American Thanksgiving, but we didn't have a chat to speak. We have a chance to speak prior to American Thanksgiving. So I thought maybe what could be fun, maybe it can get us on the same page, both as friends and creatively, is to maybe go through what we would curate as the worst possible nightmare situation for a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in terms of celebrities, personalities, floats, events, and things of that nature.
Yeah, we did discuss that. So how should we start?
I feel like I've done a grave disservice to you over the past week, so I would like to have you begin, gentlemen.
Okay, now you're just patronizing me. Okay, but well, I to prepare for this segment, I actually looked at the guest list and who were the hosts in the previous Macy Days Parade. And that's tough because even the actual parade has some, solid D-list celebrities.
Yeah, some D-list and questionable people.
Right. So, okay. So I'm thinking maybe like to host the show, we could have Pauly Shore.
Okay, so hosting the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the way that you curated is Pauly Shore.
Right, and there'd be a couple of people, right? Because they have different people on location, around the parade route, right?
Yeah, we're on the same page. I also have correspondence. Yeah, continue.
Okay, so I was thinking, Pauly Shore, Frank Stallone. He's a stand-up.
Of course, you can't have a Thanksgiving Day Parade without Frank Stallone, brother of Sylvester Stallone.
And Jim Belushi.
Oh.
And Danny Bonaducci.
This sounds like the most barbecue sauce stained a panel of hosts and correspondents that could exist. Now, I've only got 2, and I think I've got a couple heavy hitters here. It certainly doesn't top yours. I'm willing to say that your panel that you set up now would 100% be voted for over my panel. So what I have done is I'm going to nominate former Macy's Thanksgiving Day host Matt Lauer to return to the broadcast.
Yeah.
Going to bring Matt Lauer back, and the on-site correspondent. I think this is a real doozy. I'm going with O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I considered him. Yeah.
Well, because a lot of these former athletes, sometimes they find work in broadcasting after.
Right, as did O.J.
This is true, right? So you've got a real who's who, and I've got a real who's who of very unlikable characters.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought, because I usually have them in pairs, so that maybe, like Pauly Shore could be with Sharon Osbourne.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And Frank Stallone could be with Ashley Simpson.
Now, this is interesting because I also briefly considered Ashlee Simpson as a musical performance.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And of course, she botches the lip sync. She botches that similarly to what happened to her on Saturday Night Live before she broke out into a strange and awkward Irish jig.
Yes, I recall that. And related to the Simpsons, for my musical guest, I was thinking Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey. Okay. Formerly married to Ashlee Simpson's sister, Jessica Simpson.
Right.
And I guess the de facto frontman of 90s boy band 98 Degrees.
98 Degrees, exactly. So
Now, I would say of everyone you've got, Nick Lachey is probably the most palatable. Like I believe that he fits into that the most flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to hit you with a couple of mine here. I've got performing the national anthem is Roseanne Barr.
Okay.
She's following up her performance at I believe it was maybe the
Dodgers game.
Yeah, it was at I couldn't remember if it was just a regular season game, opening night game, or an all-star game. But yeah, her musical performance that ended with her spitting in the same vein as a baseball player. I believe she also grabbed her crotch.
Grabbing her crotch.
So this is now this is a reference not everyone's going to get, but I'm going with Roseanne Barr for the national anthem. And I've also got another musical performance. I'm going with late 90s into the 2000s rap rock group Papa Roach, but they're accompanied by seasonal favorite Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, now she was actually at the parade this year, I believe.
Of course, I wanted to bring someone in who's very much on brand for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but kind of do like a bit of something special. So Kristen Chenoweth with Papa Roach, and they're doing their hit single, the one and only "Last Resort."
Excellent. See, I picked a duet between Axl Rose and David Lee Roth.
Oh, see, now this I like. I would love this. It's two of my favorite bands colliding. You've got Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose, Van Halen frontman David Lee Roth. And what are they singing?
They're singing a song by Leif Garrett called "I Was Made for Dancing."
Okay, now this, I was going to jump in if there hadn't been a song to say that maybe because sometimes they have like a Broadway kind of sneak peek. I thought maybe they could do something from Cats, but the fact that they're doing a song, that they're doing a cover of a true hit.
Right. Or they could maybe they could do something from Hamilton too. So.
Oh yeah, that people are clamoring for Diamond Dave and Axl Rose to do something from Hamilton. Now you're catering to my taste here. What else do you have, Thomas?
Nothing inspired really. Like, I was thinking maybe Soulja Boy could sing "Crank It," but
yeah, being accompanied by a bunch of kids.
Yeah, that would be good. A children's choir.
Yeah, like a children's tabernacle choir accompanying Soulja Boy doing that song that I think has some pretty serious sexual undertones.
Right. It was either that or Limp Bizkit doing Nookie.
Yeah. So you and I are very much on the same page here in the sense that we've gone into some rap rock favorites.
Yeah.
Now we've got someone in from the chat suggesting, and this is Naive Adventure, suggesting that musical guest Kid Rock. I feel like Kid Rock has to be almost a surprise performance. I also like there's a typo in here. It says Kind Rock, which is maybe a changing of branding for Kid Rock.
Maybe Kid Rock and Sarah McLachlan.
Oh yeah. Doing In the Arms of an Angel.
Oh,
and that's like something for a charity. Maybe I'm gonna come in with a couple here. So I've got a couple of possible floats.
Okay.
So the first float I'm going with is the host of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, Guy Fieri.
Okay.
Then I'm going with the son of Sam, aka David Berkowitz, because you want these events. They need to have a New York flavor, and when you think New York City, You think Son of Sam, David Berkowitz, the serial killer. And then I'm going, finally, I'm going to round out with another murderer, Robert Blake. I'm going with Robert Blake.
Interesting, because one of my ideas was to have Stephen Baldwin and Alec Baldwin host. And the musical guest would be Toby Keith singing Bullets in the Gun.
Oh yeah, that's because that's the thing.
Too soon.
It's not too soon. I mean, he did it, and I'm sure he feels bad about it. Look, what are we gonna do? I just made, I'm talking about David Berkowitz. We can't wait 40 years, right? If not more than 40 years, and I think that you get the Baldwin brothers with Toby Keith. It's got that real kind of American flair.
Yeah, I agree. I had a couple of the only float ideas I had were, because as you know, the whole parade is just a big advertisement for, like all the balloons or product logos and stuff. So the only thing I could think of was a balloon of Flo, the progressive insurance lady, and then Luxo Jr. That's the lamp that Pixar uses.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody would know what it was.
Yeah, the Pixar lamp, I could see that one, but the progressive one, I like how flagrantly uncreative it is. I really like that we don't get a lot of progressive references on this show. So I'm very look, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for that reference. Oftentimes you'll get maybe the New York Police Department doing kind of like a marching band.
Yeah.
I'm replacing them with a live improv.
Oh.
I'm going with a live short form improv group that primarily performs in bars. And they've got headset mics, but they're trying to do their set as they're moving along the parade route.
Yeah.
On the topic of that as well, replacing the Radio City Rockettes, I've got the New York City's famous Guardian Angels. And they're just marching down the street, making sure that they're keeping the peace in a non-violent way. And of course, at the front of that section is the founder, Curtis Sliwa.
Curtis Sliwa, yeah.
Yeah. You ever meet Curtis Sliwa?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever met him?
I have never met him.
My suspicion was no, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
What do you think an interaction with yourself and Curtis Sliwa would look or sound like?
Well, I mean, it depends if I was trying to mug him or not. But,
well, we know that he would try to de-escalate in a non-violent way.
Yes, he would.
Now,
he ran for mayor,
He did. Didn't he win the Republican ticket?
I believe he won the Republican nomination.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I wonder if he was wearing his sideways beret the entire time.
No, he hasn't worn that in a long time. I think he passed the beret on to his successor. So.
Well, then I'm no longer a fan of Curtis Sliwa and the Guardian Angels. Thomas, do you have any others? Because I have one more.
I just have some random musical pairings.
Yeah. These are going to be our honorable musical mentions.
Okay. I go first.
Please.
I was thinking James Taylor and Wiz Khalifa.
Are they doing some type of mashup or?
Yeah, Fire and Rain.
That's exactly what I was about to propose. One of his more somber and sad songs. Yeah.
Another hosting pair would be Don Johnson and Flava Flav.
Yeah, you're hitting some really great D-list notes here. This is, you had my curiosity, Thomas, and now you've got my full attention with these. Now, I'm going to go ahead and replace Santa Claus in this parade, and we're going to go with another legendary New York figure. I'm going to go with the Donald. I'm going with Donald Trump. And I'm going to try to bring back referring to him as the Donald.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Very controversial.
It's very controversial. Yeah. And I think he's maybe, do you remember when there was that hurricane and he was throwing paper towel at people?
This was when he was president?
Yeah, this was early on in his reign of presidency. He was throwing it like he was a hero. I'm also, instead of him throwing candy canes, he's throwing rolls of paper towel at children. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Now, did you ever cross paths with Donald Trump while you were in New York?
I never crossed paths with Donald Trump, but he was in the news all the time then.
Yeah. Too. Now, before we let you go, Thomas, totally to switch gears, who do you think you'd have a better rapport with, Curtis Sliwa, the founder of the Guardians Angels, or Donald Trump? And you know what? Just for laughs, let's throw David Berkowitz in there.
Yeah, probably Donald Trump and Curtis Sliwa are not that unalike.
Yeah.
They probably don't pay too much attention to the person they're actually speaking to.
So you think David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, you'd have a better conversation with him?
Very possibly, yeah.
Well, I referred earlier, Thomas, to you being on my Mount Rushmore of this show.
Which is a polite way of saying I have a giant head.
Not at all, not at all. This is commemorating not only your head, but your presence. My Mount Rushmore of New York City features Curtis Sliwa, Donald Trump, David Berkowitz, and of course, on the other bookend, Thomas Barnwell, it's you.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, it's not Thomas, enough that you don't show up for dinner, but now you mock me on your own program.
Well, Thomas, I feel like I, on some level, have gained some form of upper hand here, but I think that's what really led to what I think you might have just dethroned Monica Schneider for segment that featured the most James laughter in the history of this little itsy bitsy program.
Okay, don't try to suck up to me.
Well, on that note, Thomas, I wish you nothing but a fantastic post-American Thanksgiving.
Thanks, and, James.
I can't wait to talk to you about your Christmas dinner.
You're invited. You're invited.
Look, hey, it might be a Christmas miracle. I might be there.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to you later.
That's Thomas Barnwell. Not only is he on my New York City Mount Rushmore, frankly, he's on the Mount Rushmore of this show. I don't know if I've ever been as roasted, toasted, and a la mosted as I was on the, and they've tried the Steph Mercier-Voyers, the Sid Rocks, the Carla Maz, you name it. They come to the table and they lose. The house wins it all. Tonight, I'm bankrupt. Thomas Barnwell is officially my owner. I'm his property, specifically my ass. Here's the thing. I take a week off of this show. I feel great. I feel rejuvenated. I feel like perhaps you are looking forward to seeing me as I was looking forward to seeing you. It was horrible English. Let's move on to our next guest. You might remember her from her first appearance. It was the Chalktober Redux. And now we're here to talk about the holiday season. We now transition to a festive time of year. Let's please welcome back to the show. It's Annabelle Agnew. Annabelle, welcome.
Hello.
I have to say, I like these frames.
Oh, my glasses?
Yep.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Now, thanks. Annabelle, I know you were a little nervous last time you were on this little internet show. How do you feel tonight?
Yeah, I feel fine. I feel like an old pro now at this point.
Yeah, it's not so bad, is it? Right?
No, not at all. Not at all. I have another float idea.
I would love it.
Most overrated actor float.
Okay, please.
Thinking Kevin Costner, number one. Al Pacino, number two, and Leo DiCaprio. But I'm open to ideas. Those are for sure top three.
I think that you're gonna send the people that are in the chat. This is gonna be a very controversial opinion, especially with those last two. You know, I could be with you with Kevin Costner, as I call him, Mr. Costner. I don't know about this Pacino, this DiCaprio. Those are shocking.
I can't any movie with them in it. I eye roll. I can't handle it.
Well, you're saying you're not a fan of Waterworld starring Mr. Kevin Costner?
No, and you know what's funny is that Dave, his favorite Christmas movie.
Also, for the uninformed, when you say Dave, we're not talking about you're not talking about my Dave.
No, yeah, different Dave. Yeah. My Dave. I'm talking about my Dave. His favorite Christmas movie to watch is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and he
That's a
watches
Christmas
that.
movie?
To him, that's a Christmas movie.
Now that's the film. My reference point to that film is that it spawned Bryan Adams' "Everything I Do It For You," which I also know because a friend of the show, Ariel DeRue, has alleged to have once performed it on the flute.
What? That's fantastic. I loved that song when I was in high school. But yeah, Kevin Costner, I'm not a fan of. It's a big.
What do you think about Bryan Adams? Do you like Bryan Adams?
I love that song. Everything I Do It For You. I had a big crush on someone, and I thought about him every time I listened to that song. Great night.
Yeah. Now, if you hear that song current day, do you still think about that time? Not necessarily, oh, my feelings for Mr. XYZ, but oh, I remember.
I think about that awkward Annabelle time. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're getting a note from Thomas Barnwell in our production call. I can't read it, so maybe Dimitri, who's working on the what does this say now?
The Postman. I haven't seen that.
The Postman. Oh, featuring Mr. Costner, you mean?
Right. Yeah.
There we go. I love that Thomas Barnwell, he needed to like, what about the Postman though? So I suspect that Mr. Barnwell was a fan of Mr. Costner. What about other Bryan Adams songs? Are you only a fan of Everything I Do It For You? Or are you a fan of Bryan?
I'm a fan of Bryan. Summer of '69 is a real classic.
Yeah. But we get it, right? If I'm going to eliminate any Bryan Adams hits, it's probably that one.
You're going to eliminate that?
Can I just, I've seen Bryan Adams in concert by myself. That's how much I like him. I did a solo show that was very well received and reviewed in 2015. And the song Cuts Like a Knife was a focal point of that show. I think that when I found out that Summer of '69 had the 69 sex position implications, it kind of soured me on it because it felt a little juvenile to me.
Oh, I never read it that way. Is that how people read it? I never read it like that.
I believe that he has affirmed it.
Oh, that's a little disappointing.
And it's just one of those, like, it's like, I like Bruce Springsteen just fine, but I don't really need to hear Born in the USA anymore.
That's true.
I'm more of a 10th Avenue Freeze Out type of guy.
Okay, well, you're way more on the up and up.
10th Avenue Freeze Out. What do you think about, how would you score that impersonation, Annabelle, on 1 to 5?
Well, I have no reference point because I don't even know that song.
Oh, you don't like, I call him Mr. Springsteen. Are you not a fan of 10th Avenue Freeze Out?
I'm a huge fan of Springsteen. My favorite album is Nebraska, but
you don't know 10th Avenue. Hold, maybe I should sing it again. 10th Avenue Freeze Out.
No, but he's got like 30 albums or something.
What about yeah, most of them are trash. What about you like Rosalita?
Oh, I don't know that song.
You don't know Rosalita?
Maybe I don't know.
Here, I'm gonna impersonate Rosalita now.
All right.
10th Avenue Freeze Out. No, Rosalita's great. No, Rosalita, he has that part where he's talking. I know your daddy, he don't like me because I play in a rock and roll band. And he talks about how, you know, your mama, she don't understand me, this band. And then he talks, anyway, who cares? Let's go back to Bryan Adams. My Bryan Adams impersonation is the same one as my Bruce Springsteen one. What are some of the other Bryan Adams hits?
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna lose this conversation, but I do like Heaven. I like Heaven.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a great song.
Yeah,
it's a great. He's got so many great ballad hits.
He does. I just like, I'm drawing a blank, but I'm sure that if they were playing on the radio, I would. How
about Straight from the Heart?
Yeah,
that's a very touching song.
Yeah, I mean, they're all great. I don't really have a problem with Bryan Adams.
So what about Can't Stop This Thing We Started? What a fun song. Sounds a little something like this. No, I'm not singing anymore. I was heavily debating going into 10th Avenue Freeze Out again. Okay, let's check it. Thomas Barnwell, you know 10th Avenue Freeze Out, right? He knows it. Thomas Barnwell gets it. Look, Annabelle, we're not here to talk about Christmas. But if we were, we could talk about Bryan Adams singing Run, Run, Rudolph. That's a great song, the cover of that song. But he's also got Something About Christmas Time. Something About Christmas time. Makes you wish it was Christmas every day. It's a very touching song, right?
That was very well done. I remember that song.
Seeing the joy in the children's eyes and the way that the old folks, that one hits me and I like it, but sometimes it gets me like, if I listen to that one at night, I'm like, oh, I can't take it right now. I can't.
What happens?
It just makes me feel things and I don't want to. I just don't want to.
You want to avoid all of your feelings.
Yeah. Now on the single of that song, I believe he's also got a reggae Christmas song as well.
No, I don't know that one either. Can you enlighten me on that one?
I'll tell you why, because it sucks.
Okay.
In any event, Annabelle, look, we're not here to talk about Christmas music because in a couple weeks, I'm going to do this. There's a breaking news announcement. We're going to have a Christmas music panel episode, the best and the worst. And we're also, and you're going to be part of this panel, Christmas Sweets and Treats. It's essentially the de facto sequel to Chalktober. It's going to feature Dimitri Kyres, who's here's late. I'm getting too fired up from all my. I'm Bruce Springsteen's giving me a stroke. Yeah, give me a stroke. Dimitri's going to be here. Jess Files, Ariel DeRue, and Monica Schneider. You're going to be here for this one. Of course, it's the best and worst, the over and the underrated. I thought we could do a little preview of that tonight by doing the best and worst of Christmas as a whole, but speaking about very niche and specific things. So things that probably won't appear on this list are going to be like, oh, presents are the best. Oh, the worst is Auntie Joanne's cranberry sauce, stuff like that. That's specific, but you get it, right? I'm fired up.
I hope that I did this okay.
Look, Annabelle, here's the thing.
Like,
what's going to happen? What's going to happen if you did it wrong? It's, who cares? I don't.
That's true. It's true. I do have some that are very, very specific, but I'm going to start with more that are a little bit more broad.
All right. Well, I love it. Let's get our list started now. Annabelle, how many items do you have? Because I've got a combined 12. For every best, there's a worst.
I don't know. It's not very organized. It's kind of a cloud formation.
Oh, look. I don't like it. I love it.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Annabelle, hit me with a few right off the hop here.
Okay. This is super basic, but best is advent calendars. Okay. Really basic and broad.
Yeah.
Worst is Elf on the Shelf. So that's
ooh. Dang, that's a stiff one. Okay, now here's the thing. I think if someone were to give me the choice right now, they'd say, listen, young man, I can get you an Elf on the Shelf or an advent calendar. I think, look, I can buy chocolate anytime I want. Annabelle, have you seen the prices of these elves on the shelves? It's $30.
And
I'd take the Elf on the Shelf.
No, the Elf on the Shelf.
No, I'm not allowed to have one.
No, they're super annoying, and the whole.
I'll tell you what I like about them. They're a little mischievous, and they kind of remind me of me.
Okay, but are you gonna make that elf do things every evening, and then you're gonna wake up and?
Here's the thing. I probably won't because I don't have anyone to entertain with it, right? But if I had a person that I was living with, or maybe I had a couple kitties running around, I'd be like, we better go see what the Elf on the Shelf did last night. That would be, to me, it's almost like you get to decorate throughout the month of December. But again, this is your list, not mine.
Yeah. Well, see, I look at advent calendar. I'll do activity advent calendar. So every day there's something.
Okay.
So it's not just chocolate.
Yeah, it's not soap flavored chocolate.
Yeah, and I like a countdown. All right. Elf on the Shelf feels like the bastard version of advent calendar.
All right. Well, there you have it. Quote, the reviews are in. Elf on a Shelf, bastard version of advent calendars. It's spicy when I'm using swears on this show. I'm going to hit you with a couple of my best and worst. I'm going to start with the best as well. The Atwater Market.
Okay.
It's a veritable Christmas village that is across the street from an actual Christmas village. You're walking through the trees. I recommended you do it today. You said, you know what? That was great.
It was great.
It smells nice. You've got all these cantankerous, crusty codgers walking around selling trees. The market is nice and cozy. You can go buy some type of wreath. maybe a giant panettone, or even some raw meat. So I'm going to go with the Atwater Market. And then I'm going to put this on my worst list. I want to nail this just as I've written it. Quote, complaining about having to spend time with your family. I'm putting that on my worst. And here's the thing. I almost put it on my best list because I thought, oh, it's fun. You're pretending. But then I thought, they're going to be gone one day. And this is going to take a turn here. These people are going to be gone, and you're not going to remember the boring conversations. Look, here's the deal. My mother's going to ask me, when are you going to have a kid at Christmas or something like that? She's going to say stuff that'll get under my skin. But then I'll look back one day and go, I wish I had someone to ask me if I was going to have a kid. So the people that complain about what you're complaining about is boring conversation. The only time it's bad is when you get it. People love arguing at Christmas. Everyone shows up looking to pick a fight at Christmas. But you know what? I look at that as a cherished memory. So my mom is probably not watching this live. She's absolutely going to watch this on demand. Mom, you want to come to Christmas and pick a fight with me? You do your best, because I can't wait.
Yeah, I like that take. And you know, we often, when people pass, we think about all of those.
And what's the problem? Oh no, people are coming to my house because they care about me and love me.
It's true.
You want to complain about your family. This is what I say. Don't go see them for Christmas. Let them have some fun. You stay home, you go fly a kite, sit on it and twist, put that in your pipe and smoke it. You're getting cold for Christmas. Now I'm getting fired up. It was all that singing I did. Annabelle, I want you to continue your list.
All right. Okay, these are not related at all. So this is like sort of my non-yin yang one, but I think, I just want to like get rid of it. So here we go. No, you know what? I'm not changing my mind.
What's going on here, Annabelle?
Okay, all right. Actually, I want to talk about Christmas trees because we were just talking about them, about going through the market, and I really did enjoy my experience of walking through them. I can't wait to get my tree in this house this week. So Christmas trees is on my best with the twinkle lights. I think they're great. But the flip side of that is the worst is when you have to build your own Christmas tree out of twigs and paint every stick.
Hold on now.
Hot glue them together.
Build your own Christmas tree out of twigs. You building trees out of yard rubbish?
Actually whittled down wood that was shaped like spikes, and then I had to paint each one green and then hot glue that and assemble it into a tree.
Yeah, what? So this, Michael, my question is gonna be, why'd you do this? But then it sounds like you wanted an artistic, creative venture.
That's because my mom had a very artistic boyfriend, and so that's one of my least favorite things to do at Christmas is build your own tree. Oh,
so your mom's boyfriend forced you to build a tree out of yard trash?
Yes, he's an artist. So
is he still with us?
No, I mean, like, he's still with us.
Right. He's not on, as the kids say, on the other side of the dirt.
Yeah, no, but he's not there. He's not there. He's alive and well. As far as I know.
Well, maybe somewhere right now he's building a tree he's forcing people to do arts and crafts.
That's right. Right.
Those are two
more
items.
Simply the needles off of the tree. I hate that part.
Yeah, look, this is the thing. You decorate, whether you got a real or fake tree, there's upkeep, right? The needles fall, real or fake. I'm going to come in with two of mine here. Best Christmas themed coffee cups from chain coffee restaurants.
That's your best?
I love the designs of the cups, whether it's the Starbuckses of the world or the Tim Hortons of the world or the McDonald's or what I refer to them as Dirty Dons. I love the Christmas cup designs. I love it.
Okay.
And then I'm coming in with one of my worst here. This is disgusting. I've been known to make jokes about them. I would never dare wear this item. Mistletoe belt buckles. Like these people that wear mistletoe on their belt buckle. This is disgusting.
Should I be offended that no one has worn one around me?
No, you should be thankful. Imagine that person coming up to you. Hey, Annabelle, did you notice my belt buckle? Do you get it?
I have never noticed that ever, but that's disgusting.
Yeah, we agree. We finally agreed on one of the worst items. Okay,
That's
take it
for
away,
sure one of
Annabelle.
the
We're going
worst.
back to your list.
Okay, list. One of the best is eggnog. I love eggnog, but I know that that's not everyone's favorite.
Yeah,
I would
say that it's maybe specific in the sense that people are sickened by it.
Yeah, they think it's gross, too sweet.
You ever get a little adult with it, Annabelle?
Yeah, definitely get a little adult from time to time. I like all types. I like the cheap box kind where it's very sweet, and I also like the homemade, and then with the alcohol, all of
Now,
it.
were you about to say handmade?
Yeah.
Matt, someone mixing eggnog with just their hand.
Yeah.
Come on, kids, the eggnog's ready.
I also like that version as well.
Yeah, handmade eggnog. Okay, what about the worst?
Worst, not related to or affiliated to eggnog, but parades. I hate parades. So,
yeah, I would say that the Montreal Santa Claus parade is arguably one of the worst public gatherings in the history of Canada.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
It's awful. And I don't like hating Christmas stuff. I went years ago with someone who I would refer to as my special person at the time. She said, we should go to the Santa Claus parade. I said, I'd love to. That sounds great. I haven't been since I was a youngster. And she took a picture of me unbeknownst to me. And I looked miserable in the photo. The floats are terrible. It's just people walking. There's cars.
People walking.
That's not a float. There's no floats. You got to wait for Santa Claus. And they canceled it this year and they blamed it on COVID. My theory is they're just like, what's the point anymore? This parade is awful.
It's awful. I went to one of those parades. Dave was in it. He had his own business float. And I stood there for 2 hours and then he drove by and I was like, next time just drive by me on the street and I'll wave at you.
Yeah, man, look, I want to say this. What was your husband's float?
It was his business float at the time. I won't
mention
the name.
But in the Santa Claus parade.
I know. It doesn't.
Well,
it had nothing to do with Christmas. It's time for the
2021 Santa Claus parade featuring Santa Claus and someone's business. I'm going to add to my worst Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade idea. I'm putting the entire Montreal Santa Claus parade in my awful Macy's. I'm putting that parade inside the other
putting
parade.
It all inside.
Yes.
As a float.
Yes, it's one congealed item. Terrible. Yeah, I agree. We agree again. I'm going over here to the best. I'm going with Christmas commercials, most notably the Coca-Cola Panda Bear commercial or any sentimental commercial they have every year. I'm putting this one in there. The Canadian Tire Christmas commercials that ran from the 80s into the mid 90s with the Canadian Tire Scrooge and Canadian Tire Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, that's ringing some bells. Those are your favorites? You love that?
That's on my best. Yeah.
So would you go to the Cineplex and just watch the polar bear on the big screen just for fun? Would you just go do that at the start of every?
I think if there was, we're gonna do at the Cineplex Odeon. If they were to do, we're gonna do a showing of every Christmas Coca-Cola commercial. I would go. I would go to that.
That's dedication.
I love Christmas commercials.
I have to say that I would not. I would definitely would not.
Yeah, well, because you've got this is the thing about you, Annabelle. You got class and I don't.
I don't know how much class I have.
You'll be like, did you hear James went to the movie theater to watch commercials? So that's one of my best. And then here's one of my worst. A coworker who's wearing a Santa Claus hat around the office. My God. Because that person's this is the same guy who's putting the mistletoe belt buckle on at the Christmas Santa set.
Okay, wait. So this person who wears the belt buckle de facto also wears the hat?
Yeah.
If you wear the hat, do you also own a belt buckle? Do we have to
it's the guy, it's just someone who wants attention, right? So he's wearing it before the company Christmas party, and then everyone's going to the bar. Then he's like, hey, Nancy, as-tu vu mon ceinture de Noël? And then Nancy looks down and she goes, wash. Anyways, Annabelle, let's go to your next best and worst.
Okay, what else do I got here? See, this is where the cloud list doesn't work out.
Look, that's fine.
Okay. I love going to watch the Nutcracker.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Live. Okay. I don't love listening to my mom comment on the hot buns of all the dancers.
Oh, see, I really like this. This speaks to me. So your mom is objectifying, quote, the hot buns of the dancers.
Yeah.
Well, how does she say it? If you were to impersonate, what's your mom's name?
I think she said it that way. Look at those buns.
Yeah.
Girls.
Does she, what do you mean girls? You're referring to you and your
my sister.
Yeah. What does your sister think about this?
I don't know. This is such a distant memory at this point, but I do remember being bothered by that. I'm sure she was bothered too.
All right. Yeah.
My mom thought it was funny.
What's your mom's name?
Barb.
Barb? Gosh, I think you got to let Barb have her fun, right? You're going to look back on this time and cherish those memories of her looking at Heine's.
I know. I mean, I would probably do the same now, but
Annabelle, that's going to be you one day. You're going to be taking your daughter to a show and you're going to be talking about someone's going to be interviewing your daughter on an internet show.
In like 2043 or something.
2043, talk about how her mom likes the hot buns at the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Which is a very not so sexy show.
It's actually quite boring. But
yeah. Well, the music, look, I like the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy is the next guy. Not the most exciting. I like those two items a lot. What do I have here? Okay. Best, I'm going with the Nez Rouge program. I think it's a very, very charitable thing to offer during the holiday season for people that are a little bit too inebriated to drink. I'm going Nez Rouge, best of Christmas. And then on the worst, I'm going with grown-ups who compile Christmas lists for each other, where it's essentially just buy me this. I think if you're a grown-up who has to tell your special person what to get you, I'd say then don't buy me anything. I'd rather get a terrible gift than just pretend it. Why wrap it? Why wrap it? I know you've purchased me a brand new Black & Decker sand blaster because I asked for one. Don't wrap it. Just give it to me before Christmas.
I have actually heard of families where it's not even just like the spouses that do that.
It's everyone.
Actually, whole adult families will do that for each other.
Disgusting.
I find that gross too. What's worse is when you buy your own Christmas gifts and then you wrap them and put them under the tree.
Well, I know someone who told me that their father does it. No, Annabelle, why are you doing it? No. Okay, I'm putting a call out to our audience right now. Everyone has to buy a gift for Annabelle this Christmas, so she's not buying her own gift of her. Apparently, her family doesn't buy her gifts. Annabelle, do you have any other items?
I do. Oh yeah, I did want to talk about cards in the mail because I love getting cards in the mail.
Doesn't.
I love sending them.
Sure.
But the worst is that most people don't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, it's a product of a bygone era, right?
It is.
But I'll tell you what, I used to like getting those Christmas e-cards. I thought those were fun too. Someone maybe superimposes your face on like a dancing elf and you're kind of like this. I like them.
No.
Folks, while you're buying Annabelle Agnew a Christmas gift, I want you to send me an e-Christmas card to athomewithjamesshow@gmail.com. So you like the Christmas cards. What do you dislike?
Well, I dislike the e-Christmas cards and I dislike the post office lines.
Yeah.
And I also dislike hot shopping. Do you know what I mean? When you're like
you're sweating
boiling and you're sweating.
This takes the cake for the most specific worst Christmas thing ever. You got your long johns on, you got your toque, and then you're
going in and out of stores and you're hot and you're cold. You gotta use the bathroom. It's awful.
And the bathroom's covered in snow, like snow water. Yes. And if you're in the men's room, you have all
these parcels and stuff, and you gotta
go. The men's room is polluted with snow and urine, and there's just pubic hair all over the rims of the urinals and stuff. Dimitri, he knows what I'm talking about. This guy sheds more than a cat. I'm gonna add a couple items to the list here. I'm going with best. Now this is gonna be, you're gonna be like, wait, what? Laying on the couch. Laying on the couch at Christmas, as they say, hits different.
Agree, but you have to add staring at your Christmas tree and listening to Christmas tunes.
Finally, someone who understands, right? You put the tree up. What am I going to do? Not look at it?
Yeah.
It's just, it's hours of entertainment. And then on the worst, I didn't want to put music yet, but I got one item. This is a tie. Kelly Clarkson or Josh Groban Christmas music. What I would believe to be two of music's biggest losers.
Oh,
I sound
that's
like
a little bit of a hot
turning
take.
after all this Donald Trump talk. I'm talking like Donald Trump.
What do you have? What do you have with Kelly Clarkson? She's not that terrible.
Groban is a loser. Kelly Clarkson's a loser. Everyone tries to do a good Trump. I do. I go with a bad Trump. He's a loser. If Josh Groban's singing Christmas songs, you should just cancel Christmas. He's a loser.
You look like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins when he plays the old man.
Well, I think that's high praise. I think Kelly Clarkson is on my, she's on my list of most dislikable celebrities. Listening to Kelly Clarkson is like if you were to eat icing with a spoon. I'm saying right now, Kelly Clarkson, she sucks.
What did she ever do to you?
Her Christmas music is awful.
You know what? I don't actually know. I haven't listened to her Christmas music.
Listen to it. And you're like,
okay.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's like eating straight icing. So yeah, and Josh Groban is just a wiener. He's a wiener. He's a wiener. Groban's a wiener.
I have a lot of comments on Christmas music and albums. I feel like we should save that for.
We got to save it. Yeah, we got to save it. Let's go. How many more best and worst do you have? I got one of each.
What else do I have here?
Yeah, give me your two last best of both. I can't believe we're already 10 minutes over and I still got one more guest. This guy's chomping at the bit to embarrass me on this show.
I don't know that I have anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate gift wrapping all the presents. I hate wrapping all the presents.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, wrapping is not fun.
I love Christmas stockings. Not a big fan of the presents.
Oh, you mean stocking stuffers?
I love getting stocking stuffers. I'm not so big on the presents.
Okay, so you like the stuffers, not the actual. Yeah, it's because you're buying your own presents, Annabelle. That's why you don't like them. You got to buy your own GD.
I know what they are.
I'm gonna hit you with my final two best and worst. Best, again, another music one, the Jingle Cats. That album of Christmas songs that are comprised purely of cat meows.
And you put that as best?
Yeah, that is one. I'd rather listen to the Jingle Cats than that wiener Josh Groban. I bet he's a great guy, but his music is very wimpy. And then finally, on the worst, this is going to be shocking to people. Are you ready for this? The worst.
Okay. Ready.
Christmas Day.
I was going to say the same thing.
Christmas Day, but specifically, once you surpass 12 o'clock p.m., what a drag. You're just like, what do I do? Like Christmas Day always feels weird. It just feels like the most boring Sunday. You're waiting for dinner. That's when you're having the boring or argumentative conversations with your family. All the fun. This is right now is Christmas. We're celebrating Christmas, right?
Absolutely.
We're celebrating Christmas right now. This is Christmas.
I love Christmas Eve. One of the best evenings.
That's great. It is the greatest evening in Canadian history.
And then I also love Boxing Day, but not for like shopping or anything.
Boxing Day, yeah, but it's fun. It's vibrant. It's
super relaxing. I can live in my pajamas. It's all leftover foods. You're done with the parties. It's just one of the best days as well. But Christmas Day.
Look, here's the thing, Annabelle. We disagreed on a few, but many of them, just like that, locked and loaded. So true. So true. Well, I'm so glad you said the Christmas Day thing. I was like, that's too hot to take, I think. No, I knew it. Look, if they don't call me Mr. Hot to Trot for no reason. P.S. No one has ever called me Mr. Hot to Trot. Annabelle, we did it. We have to get you back not only for the Christmas music panel, but also the Christmas sweets and treats panel. You're going to be here every week for the next month or so.
All right. Well, sounds good to me.
Well, look, I appreciate you being here, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay.
That's Annabelle Agnew. We got some stuff coming in from the chat here. Is this I got his name wrong. What I thought his name was Charlie Monty. Turns out it's Charlito Monty. My apologies, Mr. Monty. He asks, tree question. What's your favorite kind of tree decoration? Well, let me hit the Amadeus 180 so you can all take a nice look at my tree. This is before I click it, state-of-the-art device that rotates my computer 180 degrees so you can see my tree. So I've activated it. It's getting warm, and the Amadeus 180 is now in progress. Now, you can't see a lot of these. Over here, I've got a lot of Coca-Cola ornaments. I like these very much. I would take them off, but it would destroy the integrity of what I've got set up. Now, if you're someone who might be special, friend or special friend otherwise, you might get an invitation to my apartment. Maybe you can take a look at some of these items on my tree. Do lights count as decor? I think so. I love the lights. I love these classic bulbs. What's not to like? So if you missed the tree lighting last week, now you get a sneak peek into my home, like the voyeurs that you are, courtesy of the Amadeus 180. So thank you for that question, Charlito Monty. Now that I've said it correctly. He also writes, James's Trump quote sounds a lot like Capote. That's a deal. Everyone tries to do good Trump. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And then it's funnier because it's so crummy that it's funnier. Who cares? Why am I talking about this guy? Yeah, he's fine. Let's move on to our final guest. He is the one and only Dimitri Kyres. Dimitri, the holidays are here, my friend. I'm doing very well. Just hosting the show tonight. Dimitri, would you say I'm in fine form tonight? I feel quite good.
Yeah, you're filling up this hour pretty good. I'll tell you that.
Or is that in response to you coming on a little bit later than anticipated?
Anyway, I got something nice for you.
I don't know how I feel about this music here.
What's that? Oh, you said music?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this music.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Christmas is a beautiful time, James. A beautiful time for gatherings. A beautiful time for libations. Look, I had a whole.
You went to town on a glass of wine.
Yeah, I had the time.
Yeah.
Time for libations. Sitting around the fire, and like Annabelle said, listen to some good tunes while you stare at
Yeah. Where are you coming to us from tonight?
Oh, I'm so glad you have just said that. I am coming. Let me just say that first and foremost, thank you.
You're welcome.
I thank you for taking a week off of this program because I was finally able to get to some of my other projects.
Okay.
What are those?
What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean by projects? Oh my God, this music.
A friend of mine, very good friend of ours, has invited me to one of his private homes. This is when his
very good.
Yeah.
A good friend of ours. Are we talking about Dave Kaufman?
No, it's not Dave Kaufman.
Andy Asaf?
Oh, it's not Andy. Looking deep into your heart, but in the darkest part of your heart where there's not a lot of light and a bouncer's going to give you a real hard time to get to that part of your heart.
Oh, Thomas Barnwell.
No, the other side of the heart where, let's say...
oh, no. Please, no.
Let's just say people are...
no.
Bad things happen there, you know? And by bad things, I mean very good things.
Don't tell me.
Axel Hunter. Legendary fetish play event planner and ass conductor. Axel Hunter presents me in his studio mixing together his newest Christmas album.
Wait, you're producing his... Wait, hold on. one, he's making a Christmas album, and two, you're producing it, and three, it hasn't been released yet.
Correction, he's making a new Christmas album.
Oh, my mistake.
Axel's been on the scene for at least a decade. And you know, I've had a lot of success on the show producing music, have I not?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I would say that success is a questionable descriptor.
I was the only
But
guy.
you know, people might remember your performance of your original last year, I Want Christmas for Christmas.
Which was a hit.
Yeah, and it was fairly appropriate based on last year, and I think it's even more appropriate this year because we actually do get Christmas.
Exactly. And not only are you
I don't like these pauses you're taking because it really amplifies this song you're listening to.
Yes. Listen. I'm here today not only representing the king of orgasms, Axel Hunter.
Oh. He's the king.
And the queen.
All
I'm
right.
here to represent my esteemed enigma wrapped in lube casserole, my friend Axel Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm also here to maybe educate some of the audience members and yourself on some of Axel's previous work. And maybe, if y'all are a little naughty and not nice, I might give you a glimpse at what Axel and I are cooking up in the old tube.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Whatever you're cooking really makes me lose my appetite here, Dimitri.
Ooh, you might like what I'm cooking, good looking. So, I mean, I've sent you a little something.
Was this what this file is? The file that reads, "Don't open until I tell you"?
Yes. So we're gonna take a walk through history. You could open up the first album now. This was Axel Hunter's first Christmas album. I'm gonna put that up on screen right now. So go ahead and read this off for the audience.
Oh yeah, well the album title is "A Broken Toy for a Bad Boy, Axel Hunter Volume 1."
Yeah.
Obviously, it features someone in a gimp mask and a classic Santa Claus outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And for people, the uninformed, a gimp mask is usually common in S&M sex practices.
And so much more. Yeah, this was Axel's first endeavor, first walk over the coals of pleasure into the wonderful world of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And answering that age-old question, is Christmas sexy? Well, it is now.
Well, I couldn't help myself. I've begun to look over the track listing here.
Yeah. So let's flip the...
Yeah, turn that album around.
Yeah, we're gonna
folks.
flip the album over. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 6 songs on Volume 1. The first of which, Santa's Little Secret. Then we've got Jingle Bells. I'm not even gonna read that. A third word for you.
Why not?
Well, let's just say it rhymes with rock, but just replace R with C. Then we've got the aptly named Sticky Sweets, followed by Rudolph the Reindeer.
So that's just a classic cover.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it isn't because he's left out the part that reads the red-nosed reindeer. So
you don't want to see what color his nose is.
All right, well, yeah, we'll pass. Then we've got Fill My Stockings, and the final track is The Little Nasty Boy.
Yeah, a true crescendo to an otherwise real mirage of pleasures and feelings and scents that really come forth from honestly a very impressive first crack at Christmas.
Yeah, I like the way that you're saying crack. Now, is the Little Nasty Boy his version on some level of the Little Drummer Boy?
Oh yeah, and you should see the way they describe this person's ba-da-ba-bum-bum in this track.
Yeah, I don't want to know what he's... I don't want to know what he's drumming. I don't want to know the little...
You remember the... Hey, let me tell you something. You remember the Hawaii 5-0 intro?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all asses on the track.
Oh, why isn't the Hawaii 5-0 song? Okay. So that's volume 1.
Woo! That's volume one.
That's a broken toy for a bad boy. This is available wherever you get your music.
HMV, Amazon, and my house. So moving on to volume 2. This was Axl had broken the seal. Let's just say this condom had burst, and James, he was ready to play. Yeah. And boy, did he! He had broken into Christmas. Now he wanted to make a statement.
This image is so off-putting. This makes me never want to kiss ever again.
This makes me want to kiss more.
Yeah, well, this is called Pleasure for Christmas, and this looks like it's just a very off-putting makeout. This tongue looks like there's some type of blistering or canker or something.
Well, see, when you make out for a long time, you get those.
Well, I've gotten nosebleeds, but that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to the track listing, shall we?
All right, let's take a look at the other side. I want to also point out something that you have yet to notice.
What's that?
Have you noticed? And this is, and again, you can only tell with the eyes, but if you had this thing in your hands, you'd be able to feel. But what does that material look like to you?
What does the material of the album cover look like?
Yeah.
Is it glitter?
No, it's leather.
Well, this is a leather-bound album?
You better believe it. Axl was the first to do it, and the first since this Christmas album, Pleasure for Christmas, is in leather. So moving on to the back.
Yeah, because that's what everyone's been dying for, a leather-bound Christmas. The track listing includes, it's beginning to look a lot like an orgy. All right? Christmas sax, not to be confused with sex.
Oh, James.
Then we move, we move on to I Saw Mommy Spanking Santa, which sounds like a take on I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Then we've got
Now this is, you go ahead.
Yeah, this is Decorate My Ass.
So this is very cool. So
it's very cool.
So this is actually based on an event that Axl threw, where instead of a 10-foot tree, they got a 10-foot ass, and they lit that sucker up at midnight.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, because I was concerned about what the decoration may have included. Then we got the Nutcracker.
Yeah, just another
it's just a good song.
Just a good song.
And then finally, I don't know if this is a cover of the Van Halen track. This is just called Eruption.
It is. It's just Eruption, but they added some jingle bells in the background during it, which I think was a nice touch. And honestly, this is a balls to the wall. Fuck you very much. Thank you. Take at Christmas by Axl. And honestly, I think it still rocks if you listen to it today.
All right, well, you can find this album wherever you get your music.
Yeah, and again, it's what's it called?
It's called Pleasure for Christmas. It's
out.
a leather-bound album.
Now, here we come to our last album here, and this is the one we just cooked up. So I'm very happy to actually, share this with you in the audience right now. But this is what we've been cooking up. We're very excited for this. Go ahead, James, and open that seal.
Yeah, I've got it open. This is probably the. When it comes to cover design quality, this might be in third place. This is called Axl Hunter's The Ass Man Cometh. And this, Dimitri, am I incorrect in saying that? Is this you? Is this you on the album cover?
This is me. We actually just shot this. That's me. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm conducting ass.
Yeah. So you're saying that you found yourself to be an ass conductor, such as Mr. Hunter.
Well, hold on the phone now. I mean, look, I have conducted ass.
Okay.
Axl Hunter is a legendary ass conductor.
Yeah.
And I can never take that away. And in fact, nobody could ever take that away from Mr. Hunter.
Yeah. Why would you?
Why could you? So I simply imposing here is very nice of Axel. Obviously, I forego to get paid for this project, and obviously, I'm very honored to just simply be included on the album cover. And honestly, I'm blown away. I feel like the Nirvana baby.
Well, from what I understand, this is the upcoming Axel Hunter. This is the third in his 3 volumes of Christmas music. So let's go to the track listing here.
Sure thing.
So right here we've got Saint Pleasure, so which sounds like it's in line with his brand of music. Then we've got All I Want for Christmas is Lube. We've got All Freaks Go to Heaven. I guess it's more of a religious track.
And you might find something interesting with this next one.
Yeah, we got Cool Breeze Lover, which is my nickname.
Which this song is about you.
Wait, so there's a song that was done about me without my consent or collaboration?
You better believe it. James, you were his muse. And boy, did he put together a 20...
He knows me?
Axel Hunter knows you. Axel Hunter's been watching this show periodically. Don't you remember he sent you an invite to be the centerpiece at his next event?
Yeah, I promptly declined. I don't want to be the centerpiece of his event.
Nobody says no to Axel.
Well, I did.
Cool Breeze Lover is a 22 minute ballad.
Yeah.
Akin to a King Crimson tune. This thing just goes on forever. And you know what? You just want it to keep going on and on and on. Like Hunter and like the Cool Breeze Lover.
All right, well, then we've got Where Are You Christmas? And then in parentheses, GIMP.
Yeah.
Followed. Oh. The next track is called Grease My Chimney.
And it's what you think it is.
Yeah, I would assume as much. Followed by, oh, this is nice. It ends on a classic note, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
which is a very classy tune, and it's a great way to sum up how mature Axel has really kind of come since his first album.
It's the same version. It's just the God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly that, James. Of course, there's just a mountain of people getting absolutely railed in the background.
Well, I suppose that you'll be able to find this soon wherever you find your music online, correct? This is volume 3.
This is volume 3, The Ass Man Cometh. You know, the final. This is the this is the Infinity War of Christmas albums. It's all culminated to this.
Off-putting Christmas music.
Off-putting is your choice of words. I would say a serenade into a beautiful warmth cocoon of pleasure and Christmas fun. That's Axel Hunter for you.
If there's anything that I love, it's Christmas fun. Dimitri, you're going to be here all month long as we count down the days until the big day, which is Christmas Day.
You better believe it. I love Christmas, James, and I've never been feeling the spirit more than I have right now sitting here in Axel Hunter's sex lodge.
All right, well, that's Dimitri Kyres coming to us from, quote, Axel Hunter's sex lodge. Dimitri, take care, and we'll talk to you next week.
God bless, James, and hey, why don't you pick up a CD player sometime?
All right, well, maybe I'll get one for Christmas. That's Dimitri Kyres, folks, and that is our show. From top to bottom, Thomas Barnwell to Annabelle Agnew, all the way to Dimitri Kyres and his unsettling music that came to us by way of one Axel Hunter. We did it. A week off. We're back. You know, it was a fully loaded show tonight. Usually when it's fully loaded, it's either things are moving at a very slow pace or it means that me, your host, James, has been having a good time. That's incorrect because tonight I had a great time. We're going to be back this coming Wednesday. Who's going to be here? Andy Asaf, Connor Rose, and so much more. Until then, glad to see you back. I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. And of course, be well.